the sort who concerns myself with such things.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Heard any good tales, Fine, my friend?
What can I do for you, sauce? Only food.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
Gods, what is going on here? Perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? I guess so. I never imagined my bathroom would be such a hub of community activity. Oh, do be a dear and show yourself out, won't you? Oh!
I assume you addressed... Do you know?
You call to Ulgraf. He awaits a wide smile. Jake? Where are you? Are you here, Jake?
Here
Jake!
lies Jake. Please do not disturb.
What trickery is this? That's not Jake.
It's a rotting sheep's corpse. It seems someone
I
snatched
smell-
Jake's body.
Rest in peace.
Rotten lamb
darling.
chops. Wow, that dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, wow. But it's nothing compared to Jake. Seems like some mutt is marking my territory. Someone stole Jake? Jake stole my ball once, but then he threw it far, and I went and I got it. And Jake was awesome. Listen, if you go around town and find someone who you think might have done it, bring me a really stinky something of theirs. And I'll see if I can smell Jake on it. An awesome smell. I couldn't mistake it. Esmeralda? Ugh, terrible smell. Like flowers and soap. Not awesome. Ugh, hated her. Aureus is kind of awesome. Evelyn, too. They both have a sweaty, dead thingy smell. Cecil, he's all right, I guess. Mostly he smells like old books, which is neither awesome nor non-awesome. Bring me anything of theirs, and I'll be able to tell you if I can sniff out Jake's smell on them. Jake has the best smell. I'd know it anywhere. Did you find something for me to stick my nose into?
Peace, darling.
Ready to advance. Ready.
Walgraf spotted something. Walgraf spotted a trap. Walgraf spotted a trap. Walgraf suddenly motions a sign of warning. There's a dangerous spot somewhere around here. Walgraf spotted something.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Owen has as many friends as the man.
You call to Walgraf. Here, Walgraf gives a...
I am on the trail, source hunt. Bear dog.
Friends as the man with many cheeses.
Red and orange, yellow and green.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death? This here's my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts escorting stiffs into the next life since the foundation of Seal itself. They don't write epics about morticians, but I'm proud of my work nonetheless. Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest in the northern graveyard. Perhaps he can finally get a little peace. A sheep? That's a whole heap of nonsense. Don't bother me with such wild tales. I suppose you're right. At least if I tell you myself, you'll hear the proper account of things. I buried that blasted sheep, but I swear on my lucky left foot I had nothing to do with that body disappearing. 1 minute it was on my slab, you see. I left the room for just a moment to answer the bell in the front parlour, and when I returned, the body was simply gone. In its place was a sack containing more gold coins than I could even count. The message was clear. Silence is golden. My business has been declining right alongside the rest of our blighted city. And that sack of gold was worth more than I made during one of the good years. I needed cash, and someone needed my silence. I knew I had to bury something or risk being found out. So that night, I stole into the market and made off with Bertia's fattest sheep. It was a bloody waste to stick so much fine meat into the ground to rot, but it had to be done. The next day, the pallbearers retrieved Jake's coffin, sealed to hide the body's terrible wounds, none the wiser that within the casket lay nothing more venerable than a slaughtered beast. Now, you can imagine I've spent more than my share of restless nights wondering who could have wanted that cadaver and for what purpose. I'm not an inch closer to imagining the why, but I've got a few inklings as to the who. Near as I can reckon, there are only 4 people who could have been involved. Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, Theleron's apprentice Evelyn, and Esmeralda. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest of us don't. I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary, and there was something about her that night, some kind of excitement. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts, that there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. But her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure what he wanted it for, but he sure seemed eager. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband, and I've seen hundreds pass through my parlour. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched, lured me outside claiming she needed air, before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-overcome Esmeralda. That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. You know, I reckon Bertia really didn't get a fair shake in all this, did she? Here, take the money and give it to her. Times are hard enough as they are.
The death man is nervous as a squirrel. I'm certain he's hiding something.
She said it, not me.
Looks like the mortician is rather suspicious about Jake.
What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, or Evelyn have to do with it?
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Another family restored, thanks to the healing arts. I'm glad to hear that Stephen will be returning to the comfortable life he's built. Thank you for your help in this matter.
Thank you. Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction to the healing stone, I have no idea what to make of it. That strange reaction you caused, blue lightning from a healing stone, I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder if its magical properties survived your little reaction. Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself, indeed, but I hardly knew the man in life. I was shocked when Ahu asked me to come to the crime scene, but Theliron had taken ill, and the responsibility fell to me. I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like nothing I'd ever seen. A single intricate laceration wove like lace around every inch of his skin. Neither a beginning nor an ending point were discernible. I examined the corpse and recorded what information I could. I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house. As far as I know, everything was, as far as a magical murder is concerned, quite normal. Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried-and-true cat burglar.
Why, thanks. I rather do, don't I? Ha! A few more heists and I'll be a fat cat in no time.
No doubt about it. Your easygoing sleight of hand impresses me greatly, and will certainly continue to be highly advantageous to us both.
Here with too much wormwood.
Shadows hide your loyal servant.
Now, that tone.
Stir and churn!
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Sightseal isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
Bow!
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only ours for the sea.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the... Oh, Ogre, you're rotten to the bone. Oh, me poor, sweet, plump girl. You've been wasted entirely. All that roast, all the mutton, not even the sausage grinder will want her now. Give her here, will you? Me little mouldering darling. That louse. Did he even bother grilling a single luscious chop? I bet he wasted every last morsel. Captain Aureus will have a thing or two to say about this.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Well, hello there.
Divines doubly bless you, friend.
Greetings! These stalls are for...
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Legionnaire! The source hunter says that creep Robert stole my sheep.
And?
Well, aren't you going to arrest that stinking thief?
I'll have a talk with him, madam. Ah, the source hunter. Oh, joyous hour. Oh, still not finished with that sorry matter? It was stolen? Gods, what a fool that Roberts is! Taking a bribe in beleaguered old Sicil. Ah! What was he going to do with that gold? Buy the largest kipper in the land? He has a lot to answer for, but not as much as the one that did the bribing in the first place. Guess your mission is pretty clear, isn't it? Off you go to find this munificent body snatcher. You suspect the mayor? Dear me, you couldn't be further from the mark if you lay the blame on a paraplegic cow. The man raised a foundling orc out of the goodness of his heart, you dolt. A murder indeed. Evelyn? Master Theriron's apprentice? Nice lass, huh? Brewed me a potion once that cured me of a rash more bothersome than a badger down your breeches. No, she doesn't seem like the type to play hide-and-seek with stiffs to me. You dare stand here and accuse me of involvement in this sordid affair? You dare accuse a captain of the Legion? Get out! Out! Before I have my men erect a gallows and string up a sauce piñata!
Sorry, sir.
Attention!
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine.
Well, hello there.
37.
I could do with a cold drink.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yes.
Feel my fiery wrath! Lifts like a feather, drops like a troll. Into the fray once more. with that. I've got my eyes on the prize.
Tell me,
Sir, you're under arrest for complicity in the murder of Councillor Jake. Please follow me.
What? That's insane. I would never.
Sir, please come quietly, or I'll have to forcefully subdue you.
Fine, fine. There's no need for that. But you must know I am an innocent man.
One man's trash is another man's trash.
Oh! Wow, that dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, Esmeralda, Jake has the best smell. I'd know it anywhere. Did you find something for me to stick my nose into? Aureus, hey? Let's give it a whiff. Definitely no Jakeness on this thing. Nope, not a hint of Jake. I've heard people say that politicians stink. Give me a whiff, and I'll be able to tell you if it's a Jake kind of stink. No, not him. No scent of Jake whatsoever. Jake was awesome, and she didn't like Jake, so I'm pretty sure she's the worst thing that ever lived. Let me get a whiff. Oh, take this away. It smells like every rich man in town except Jake. No, there's definitely not a hint of Jake here. Evelyn, I always thought her stink was a pretty good stink. Let me give that a sniff. This smells awesome! Too awesome! This has Jake's scent all over it. You know who? I came here.
Rest in peace, darling.
I smell rotten lamb chops. Where are you, Jake? Are you playing without me?
Rest in peace, darling.
Fancy that. A source hunter barging in when the lady of the house is fully dressed. Who could have fathomed such a thing?
Source hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is, if you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me. Throwing that hog in the grinder can hardly make up for the loss of me sweet, succulent hogget. Gold? How much exactly? Enough to cover the costs in gold and tears of a stolen ewe, I'd bet.
Bertia should take the gold. She deserves compensation for Robert's misdeeds.
That's right. If anyone should benefit from this situation, it's Bertia.
Aye, nothing will replace me old girl hogget. But I suppose a bit of gold certainly softens the blow. Thanks for that, source hunter.
Tussle you! Scrolls to entussle you!
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Love if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more hose than the size of this pie.
Thanks to 7, we've secured the...
The hunter returns. I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes, nothing more. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you had better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous claims. Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dear. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a frying pan? Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival. Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool. This letter, it was a show of passion. A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus. But all of it is circumstantial. I've a perfectly logical explanation for every piece of so-called evidence against me, and yet you've been trailing me like a bloodhound. People seem to want to believe I am guilty, so let me tell you something I've been keeping to myself. Perhaps it may yet lead to the true culprit. Over the last few months, Jake grew distant. Distant and dark somehow. Something in him changed. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he was no longer the gentle man he used to be. In fact, he scared me. It all began the day he met Evelyn, Master Theliron's apprentice. She healed him of what we all believe to be a fatal wound he suffered hunting boars. I think he became obsessed by her, or obsessed by the secrets I just know she holds. Talk to this woman. There is more to her than meets the eye. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she belongs to that sect. You know, to those who worship a goddess without name and practice rituals of blood. I never liked her from the moment I met her. Men cannot see past her beauty, but I have gazed her in the eye and it was death that leered back at me. She hails from Silverglen, a village in the forest north of Sicil. How she made it past the undead without a legion escort, I'll never know. Though I can hazard an eerie guess. If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her. She had her claws in him for many long months, and finally she must have cut too deeply.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seven's name she's up to. The girl flew from here like she just heard the location of the Philosopher's Stone. She even left her pouch unattended in the next room. Most unlike her, to be sure. She usually keeps it within sight at all times. Very strange she'd leave it behind. It's in the next room if you'd like to take a look. I'd try her house, for starters. It's not far from here. I'll mark the location on your map.
What's that gleam?
So, she's got a lair on the beach, does she?
Perhaps that's where she stashed Jake's body.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
These bossmen respect me.
We are colleagues, nothing more.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please...
Desist,
turn your-
prowler! None shall pass through this door, for with my very life do I guard the Legion's riches. My guarding of this door has been more steadfast than the coming of the tides. Nothing can make me back down from my duty.
One day, Moira.
Well, I suppose I'd be a fool to suspect a source hunter of petty theft. Have a look around then, friend. I'll open the door. Report? Still nothing, sir. Suppose there just aren't any thieves around. If there were no thieves, why would we be guarding this place? Think! Makes sense, sir.
This place reeks of orc stench.
Not even worth the rummaging.
Become one with the air!
This place reeks of orc stench. One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
God, duty's not so bad, hey?
Would be quite a bit better if I could do it in peace.
Just making conversation.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
We acknowledge nothing more.
It's just a phrase. Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
You look, but you cannot see.
Extra gold piece and now I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. And so what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay.
I spotted something.
I guess someone else got here first.
I wouldn't let it all within 500 yards of my loving nature. Psst, Sauce, here is Seal. Of all that cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad, now that you mention it, I noticed Dietmar, a fellow merchant travelling with us, carrying a sealed box off the ship during the attack. At the time, I figured he was just escaping with his personal effects. But it could well have been that staff you're talking about. Well, sure, I saw him slip off the ship, but I haven't a clue where he could possibly be now. Captain
Ever heard about the time the captain
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicile? Aye, that Cecil's worse than a rooster, crowing all around town about matters he ought to know are better kept quiet. Well, if you know about the staff, I suppose you also know it's gone without a trace. For my part, I haven't a clue where it could have gone. Overboard, stolen, or vanished into thin air. Though I'm quite eager to see it return, I've got a reputation to uphold, you know. Wouldn't hurt to ask some of my men. I tried myself, but sailors tend to be a bit tight-lipped when they're afraid of getting one another in some trouble. Seaman's code, you know. Not to rat out a fellow sailor. What? That weasel has it for sure. But I'll tell you this. I didn't speak of that stuff to a soul on board. If he's the one who took it, he must have known it was on the ship before stepping foot on her decks. I'm sure he'll make a run for it, probably by boat. I'd look for him on an out-of-sight beach somewheres. He's probably there now trying to launch a vessel in private, if he hasn't already escaped, that is.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Ythel Gore anymore?
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence.
Nice day on the water, innit?
Nice day on the water, innit?
It's good to be employed.
Come on, you bildrats!
Oh, it's good to be employed.
Nice day on the water, innit? Come on, you bildrats! Hop to it!
Oh, it's good to be employed.
Ah, it's good to be employed.
Come on, you dewdrops! Hop to it!
Hey, a nickel!
A nickel!
Nice day on the water, innit?
I should have done this from the very start.
Yes, good friend. I'm quite busy finding for the moment, but if there's something you'd like to buy, I could set all that aside for a few delicious moments. Goodbye then, good friend.